Hi everyone, it's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate, and I wanted to talk to everyone about Jack and Mushu. Um, because I've seen some comments, and nothing disrespectful, but I've seen some comments with people thinking that I should keep Mushu and please keep her, don't let her back out. Um, and the same, with Jack. And here's the issue. The hard reality. Okay, let me just tell everyone this. This is a channel. This is the Armchair Cat Advocate. This is a channel that is about advocacy and education about cats. Okay? Primarily, we're talking about colony cats, community cats, what some people label across the board as feral, which really isn't. It's a misnomer. It's not all outdoor cats are feral. Some are, but not all are. In my experience, a lot aren't. More aren't than are. But this is what this is, okay? This is not the other channel. And I don't want to get a big hoo-ha going on about that. But this is not the other channel. This is not my life with, 10 cats or whatever. It's not that. And the same with Dawn. This isn't what we're about. It's, this is not a channel where you're going to see, Dawn and I playing video games and cooking and all those things. So that's not what this channel is. This channel is about advocacy. It's about education. And it's about reality and hard facts, and the fact that life is not always easy. Life is hard, especially for those cats. What you'll see here is you'll see our struggles trying not only to maintain the cats in our lives, but also, our own lives. And so I want to address both. I want to address both Jack and I want to address Mushu. And I've been trying to keep everybody up to date, but I feel like I just need this extra commentary on what's going on with the both of them. So let's start with the easy one, Mushu. Okay, Mushu's the easy one. And I'm saying that because what people don't seem to understand is Mushu is a colony cat. Mushu was born outside. She's lived outside her entire life, her short little life. She's lived outside. She's gone through, I think she's gone through at least 3-4 pregnancies, and at least 3. She's given birth at least 3 times. We got her in the nick of time with this last one. So she's been through a lot in her little life. But the fact of the matter is that in her heart, she's a colony cat, just like Abra and just like Tora. Now, here's the tricky part, okay? You see myself and Dawn interact with these cats, and they look so friendly and so calm, and, oh, well, they're walking around Dawn's place, they're walking around Wanda's place, well, they must be adoptable. Not necessarily. And I want to explain why. These cats basically look to Dawn and Russ and myself as parents. We're basically mom and dad to these cats. So they're going to treat us like they would treat the other cats in the colony. So we are pretty much, well, even the ones that are not really socialized, that are a little bit skittish, they're still going to be okay with us, being in close proximity to them. Maybe they won't let us pet them, but they're going to be okay with us putting a plate of food down a foot away from them. They probably wouldn't accept that from anyone else unless that person started coming in and feeding on a regular basis. I have my, let me see, I'll show you. I have my buddy back here. Let me see if I can see him in here. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. Hi, Fury Monster. Hi, Fury. Fury, I heard that I don't give enough time to you anymore. Fury. You don't get enough screen time anymore. That's what I'm hearing. What do you think about that? Mr. Bill. Can you do a buoy roll? Mr. Bill. He's still mad about Mushu. So, anyway. So, these cats, you have to understand. These cats live in a colony. The colony is their family, okay? The colony, they develop bonds. You saw the short with Yum Yum, Moosh's brother, and Theon's headbutting, and Theon, they do every night, Theon comes and he rubs against him and butts him. Jack actually and Mushu seem to get along okay. Jack's always, oh Jesus, I'm gonna get photobombed here in a minute. Just hang on, everybody. I think we're gonna get photobombed here in a second. Are we gonna get? Hey, you're not gonna come over and say hi? Come here. Are you being temperamental, Mr. Bill? Mr. Bill. He's laying on the stove. Mr. Bill, come here, Mr. Billy. Mr. Bill. Okay. All right. So anyway, it's different, like with Fury and Nif, and I see a big difference between them too. Like Fury, I brought him in as a kitten, and I had him, I basically interacted with him outside. I socialized him when he was living outside, and then brought him in. Abra's pretty much the same thing, but Abra didn't come in until she was about a year old when I brought her in, started trying to get her in, but she knew me. I could pick her up and everything. Moosh, the same thing. I can pick her and Yum Yum up. I can handle them just fine. They are socialized, but the thing is that they've lived in the colony, and the colony is their home. And people that don't work with these cats, as working with colonies, they don't always understand that the way that they're structured. They're structured like a family unit. They're structured, it's basically all females. That's usually what a colony consists of females, and then males will come and go. There's some males that will hang around, but the females will come and go. The females will look after each other's babies. There's even males that will look up after the kittens. As Dawn said, there's a babysitters, and actually Dawn wants to do a whole breakdown on colony structure. So I'll just let her do that. But for Moosh lived outside, her entire life. This is literally the first time she set foot into a human housing dwelling. This is all new to her. And so it's blowing her little mind. First she's minding her own business. She's down by the feeding station, and then I come down and I get her and I put her in a carrier. She's never been in a carrier before. And then I bring her in here and I put her in a crate. Never been in a crate before. Never seen a litter box. I have no idea what that is. She's had no idea what the water fountain was. She figured it out, and she drinks out it just fine. But part of that is she's just a laid back cat. She has a really laid back personality. She's like what was the name? What was the character? She was just like one of those old, like Shirley Temple, or one of those old movie star, kids that were always like, everything was always sunshine and roses, and they were always upbeat. And I can't remember the name of that. I'm trying to think, but anyway, it probably will come to me later. But there was I remember there was a character that it was I forget, like Mary Sunshine. No, not Mary Sunshine. But there's always been like that kind of personality, that bubbly personality that, no matter what happens, we're gonna do it. We're gung-ho no matter what. You can't knock us down. If you knock us down, we're gonna get back up with a smile on our face, and we're gonna just keep plugging through there, and gosh darn it, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna win. She has that kind of personality. I love it. She just has that kind of personality where she's just like, I don't care. It's rainy. I'm happy. I'm just happy. She's just happy. She's just a happy cat. And, because of that, I think that's why was so easy to bring in here, and she was so okay with everything. Now, she did hide. She did hide for like half a day on Sunday or Saturday. I can't remember which. But I don't know. No, it was Sunday. It was yesterday. It was Sunday. I'm not sure what happened because it's jumped on the table. Now you're doing the buoy? You're doing a buoy now? Are you going to do a buoy? Okay, let's see if you can do a buoy. Can you do a buoy? Can you do a buoy? Do a buoy. That's not a buoy. What's that? That's not a buoy. He's too tired to do a buoy. Mr. Boo, you're silly. So, she hid for like half a day. And, the other cats were just like, the other cats would hiss at her, and they'd hiss at her, and she'd go hide. And then she wanted to go out. She like went to the door, because I opened the door, and she came and she kind of looked out, and I said, do you want to go back outside? And so she looked out, but there were kids and commotion, and she came back in. And then later in the evening, she wanted to go out. She came out, went out with me, and then she came back in with me, and then she went out. So now she's like, her little mind is really being blown. It's just like, she doesn't know what to do at this point. She went outside, and she was sitting, she wanted out, so I put her out. I came in here, and then I heard, meow, 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 like, is she crying? So I went out. She's sitting by the door, just like Mark predicted in one of his comments. She's sitting by the door, crying, wants to come back. I said, okay. So she comes in, but she doesn't want to come in. She wants to, like Lucy does. She just wants to be in the doorway. She wants the door open. She wants to come in and go out as she wishes. And you can't do that. I can't do that. I can't just leave the door hanging open. It just, who can do that? Who can just leave the door hanging open for your cat? Maybe you have a cat door, but I can't do that either because I rent. So, she's got to make up her mind, and Aber does the same thing. Aber's like, oh no, do I want in? Do I want out? Do I want in? Do I want out? She does this, Abby's the same way. But when Abby's in, she's like, yeah, I'm in right now. I'm going to go eat. And she's okay with the door shut behind her. Moosh is like really nervous now when the door shuts behind her because she's been trapped here for 2 days. So it's not as easy as people think, because my thing here is and look, this is my personal preference, okay? I'm not telling anybody how to do anything. I'm just telling you what works for me. What works for you is something different, okay? It's just like Dawn puts collars on some of her cats. I personally do not like collars on cats I don't care. I don't care why or how or, what the reason is behind it. I am totally against collars on cats. You'll never see me put a collar on a cat. Never. That's just me. That's just me. I understand, but Dawn has a legitimate reason why she does that. Because she's dealing with a lot of cats and she's trying to keep track of them. That's fine. But, there's things that I will do that I'm sure Dawn doesn't agree with. It's just a personal preference, okay? So I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not trying to dump on anybody. I'm not trying to say that, your way is wrong or anything like that. Because, you have to do what works for you and what works for your cat. But personally, I try to, I've spent I'm someone who's trauma impacted. I live with a diagnosis of complex PTSD. I know what trauma feels like. I know what mental health issues feel like. And I try very hard when I'm working with these cats, because I recognize trauma in a lot of them. I try very hard to make it so that they don't get further traumatized. So, where Moosh is concerned, I'm letting her decide. She decides. It's on her time. If she wants to come in, she can come in. If she wants to go out, she can go out. I did the same with Abra. I did the same with Tora. Tora right now is sleeping on a bed on my couch in the living room. He's been in. I mean, Tora is like Rogue at this point. He goes out maybe an hour or two. Sometimes he gets stuck because Jack won't let him by, or he's intimidated by Jack and he won't go by. But, generally he'll go out maybe for an hour or two, poke around. If it's a really nice day, he might stay out longer. But he, for the most part, he's here almost 24/7 now. My landlord knows he was here the last time she came in, and I told the housing supervisor, said, look, he's a colony cat. He's got, he's got his vaccinations and everything. He's not living in here 24/7, but he does come in here. He's got issues with his paws. He got that pododermatitis, and we're having major wind out there today. So that's pretty much what's going on with Moosh. So Moosh, it's up to Moosh what Moosh wants to do. If Moosh wants to come in here and hang out like Abra, she can. I just can't have like 20 cats in here 24/7, consistently. If they come in and they eat and they sleep for an hour or two and they go back out, that's cool. That works. But I just can't. And I can't financially handle another companion animal. I can't. I can barely handle what I have now. And it's just getting worse with this inflation. And I know everyone out there knows what I'm talking about. I don't care what your status is. I don't care if you have a professional job. You know how bad prices are. I mean, I know people that have professional jobs, and they are still hurting because everything has increased. And it hasn't gone up like 25, 50 cents. No, it's doubled, tripled, or more. I mean, it's outrageous what things are. That L-lysine that I've requested on Amazon, that I think it was it Yazzie that got? I think it was Yazzie that got it. I'm sorry. If it wasn't Yazzie, I apologize. I can't remember. But when I first bought that, it was only like $14. Now it's up to $20. The Duralactin I used to get, when I started buying that, it was like $11 or something. Now it's up to $17. The crap keeps going up. And, cat food's going down a little bit. And then they try to say, prices are getting better. No, prices aren't better, because that's what it was before, you tried to gouge us all. So it's hard. I have a car that I'm trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to get fixed. I would really like to have a house. I would like to have a place of my own where I don't have to deal with landlords and housing supervisors and property and all this bullshit that I have to deal with right now. Because it's ridiculous. Inspections and, 3-5 page letters of, you have something sitting in the hallway. Oh, naughty, naughty, naughty. Like, really? Why don't you just go sit on it? Sit on a cactus. Go join Timu Troll and the other one and sit on a cactus. Why don't you? So anyway, so that's Moosh. Let's talk a little bit about Jack. Jack's more of an issue. And I don't know what to do with Jack at this point. I'm trying everything. We're, someone's donating some a better quality food. I've tried him on wellness. He seemed to be okay on wellness, but now he's not like eating it like he did before. I've tried him on Nulo. I've tried him on more of the pricier foods. I'm trying to avoid Carrageenan. I'm trying to avoid, all the allergens. I'm doing all the research. The community has, like, Cat Mama she's emailed me information about her cats and what worked for her. She's trying to help. I have other people that have been trying to help and offering suggestions. And I just can't seem to get this diarrhea under control. And this is the weird part. I don't know what that was. I just had all the beds just flew. My neighbor's recycling bin just came shooting down the balcony, knocked the water flew, the beds flew. Poor Jack, I don't know if he was eating at the time, but poor Jack got a shock if he was, because the whole thing went flying. I had a box of cardboard out there that fell over, cardboard everywhere. It just, it's a mess. So anyway, I'm trying all this stuff with Jack. I just started the Fortiflora. This is only, I think, the second day. So it's the second or third. I can't remember which. I'd have to look. The pack, the box that was donated, I have just for him. So I'm just using it for him. Because that's expensive too. Everything has just gone up in price. So, I'm trying to avoid like Carrageenan and these other things, and he's on the Fortiflora, and the slippery elm, gave him his dewormer yesterday. And this is, like I said, this is the weird thing for me is he's not losing weight. The weird thing for me is that he's not, even his like respiratory thing seems much better. And I had been even, starting on another course of antibiotics. I've just been giving the L-lysine, and I've noticed that he's just not snuffling as much. So I'm kind of like, maybe I should just like let that go for the time being and see if he starts, then we'll do a course. And this is the thing. It's like, he's, right now he's deemed a colony cat. He's deemed an outdoor cat. He's not an outdoor cat. Anybody can see this cat was owned. Somebody had this cat, socialized this cat, had this cat as a companion. This cat wants to come in so bad it breaks my heart. I just, it's windy right now. I just opened the door. He saw Moosh coming in and out, the last couple of days. He sat there last night. He sat, and I could see the wheels turn. He sat like this, like, she's coming in and out. Why can't I? And I feel so bad, but I can't have him in here because, again, I don't have the space. If I had my own home, okay, and I could designate a room as an isolation room, I could bring him in and I could let him have that room, and I could put, if he pooped on the floor, he poops on the floor. I just put I would probably just get cheap linoleum or something and just throw it out there. Something that I could easily clean up and disinfect, and just let him have the run of the room, to try to figure out what's going on. But I don't have that luxury. That's the problem. And I feel bad. And he's at, I told him, I said, get in the box. There's a box out there of straw that the possum will go into. Oh, I thought that was my smoke detector again. Oh, God. I'm not having anything in the microwave. There's in the stove, nothing's on. We shouldn't be having any problems. So anyway, he wants to come in really bad. And I feel horrible that I can't let him in, but I can't let him in because, number one, the big thing is he's got poopy butt. And I just can't. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on. It could be something. It could be IBS. It could be cancer. It could be anything. I don't know. You know, he probably needs like $500 of vet care. He needs to go somewhere and get like blood panels and, and x-rays and all kinds of crap. He needs all of that because I don't know what it is. And I'm trying to get it under control. But again, the weird thing to me is that seems to be it. Yeah, I mean, he's a little snuffly, but that could be like a herpes virus or something, that, or even an allergy. But the butt thing, the thing is, like, he's not losing. I mean, he was at one point, he was losing weight. His coat was really rough. He looked horrible. But since he's been up on the balcony and he's getting, at least one good meal a day, usually he gets fed twice if he's up here. If he's like, he was up here, I just fed him. He was up here when I got back. I had to go actually talk to my housing provider about some paperwork. And I just came back. I walked down and walked back. And, he was up there. I took a pan of dry food down, put it down underneath the car for the colony cats to snack on. It's really windy right now, and at least, that won't blow away. Like, if they eat the wet food, after they get so much of it off, it'll blow. So, at least I'll have to maybe put out metal pans or something tonight if it continues to be this windy. But anyway, I did that, came up, and there he was. He came up with me, and he's a little croaky, like, this little, like, croaky little meow he has. So, he meows at me now. I call his name, he meows at me. He's really he's a friendly cat. He's not like swatting at me like he was, but he wants in. And the thing is, like, I'm weighing him. He's gaining weight. He's gaining weight. Every time I weigh him, he's gone up a little bit. So he's gaining. He's not losing. And I can tell when I pick him up and put him on the scale, I can tell he's not, I can tell that he's not losing weight. Because I can feel there's heft to him. His coat looks so much better. His coat doesn't look rough anymore. His eyes look bright. I just don't get it. I don't know what is going on. And I don't know if it's a food allergy. And I'm trying to see. I know this sounds gross. And I know I don't know. I have to be careful how I say this. YouTube really needs to this is what YouTube needs to do. YouTube needs to have a designation of educational channel. That's what they need. And they need to be able, so people can, like, submit and say, here, I want to talk about cats, and I'm going to talk about their anatomy, and I'm going to, use the real words, not the euphemisms or, poopy. I'm going to use the word feces, not poopies. I feel like I'm talking to a 2-year-old, And the majority of you are not. Well, I hope there's no 2-year-olds watching this anyway. But the majority of people on this channel are, I have a few that are young, like under 16 and under. But the majority are over 18, so grown-ups. And I just have a problem with not being able to say the proper words. But Jack has, I'm trying to, like, look at his back end. I'm trying to see what's happening back there, because it looks to me like, I don't know, but I'm wondering if he might have a bit of a prolapse happening, just very, very mild. I don't know. It looks like something might be happening back there because of all the and I don't know. And like I said, I don't have the car right now. I guess I'm just gonna have to try to figure something out here to try to get him up to be seen, because at this point he's just like, and he doesn't seem like he's in pain. I've watched him go to the bathroom and he doesn't cry. He doesn't seem to be straining. It's just like constant loose bowels. I mean, Rogue's had that. And I'm wondering if maybe Jack is FIV. I'm wondering if that could be a possibility too. And that's like what's going on, that there's something, because a lot of times cats have been out. He's been out since last October. I mean, he's been out a year now, at least. I don't know. No, when he came here last October, he looked really good. I think he had just been, I don't know. And the thing is, I don't know. We always jump to the conclusion of he was dumped. But we don't know. Was he dumped? I don't know. Cats get out. They get out. If they're not microchipped, it's very unlikely that they're going to get found. Because that's why microchipping is so important. That's like the way. And if, the people that maybe people moved and he got out and they couldn't find him. I mean, I've heard stories like that too, where I've heard stories where people looked for, like, they lost an animal on a move, and they looked and they looked, and they never gave up. And 3 years later, somehow, miraculously, usually because of a microchip, they find the owner and they're reunited. I've seen stories like that. So I don't know. I don't want to just judge and say that, because I don't want to just think. I know there's a lot of crappy people out there, but there's also people like myself, like Dawn, like the majority of you here in the community, who care about your animals. You're not, if an animal gets, you'll beat yourself up if an animal gets out. I know, Jessica, Life with 21 Cats and 2 Dogs. She has a channel. Which, by the way, congratulations, Jessica, because you're over 50 now. I did leave you a comment, but I want to say it here publicly. She had a little short with cat that pushed the screen, and they were sticking their head out. They do this crap. Cats do this crap. Fury, he sometimes he'll try to dart by me when I open the door. He was panicked on early Sunday morning when I melted the plastic in the microwave, and everything was full of smoke, and it did reek in here. It was terrible. It's just starting to go away now. And I've used Odoban, and I cleaned the microwave like 3 times with vinegar, water, and lemon, and left it sit for like half an hour, and it's like I still smell it. It's nasty. But he was scared, because he was just like, Mom, there, Mom, it's smoke. He's a cat. His reaction is run away from danger. And he almost got out. So it happens. But as far as Jack is concerned, I will keep doing what I'm doing with him. But as winter approaches, I have to find a solution. As colder weather, because Lucy's huddled down by my car because she's scared to come up on the balcony. Well, right now is probably a good thing, because everything's flying on the balcony. She'll probably get hurt. But the issue with Jack is, like, he resource guards. Excuse me. Which makes sense. But it's like, okay, excuse me. Here's my box. Here's my box with the straw. When the possum isn't in it, I'm going to be in it. Oh, excuse me. For the person, and I have to do this because I'm just that person. I have to just be sarcastic about this. For the person who, and I could say their name because I remember their name, but I won't. But for the person who made the comment of, it's not possum, it's opossum, get it right. Okay, dude. I could say your name, but I won't. Sometimes the opossum, the North American opossum, likes to go into the box and hang out and take a nap in the box of straw. And so then Jack can't get in there. But, there's other beds, but still Jack will be like, oh, this is my bed. And then I'll see him. And sometimes it's because he messes in the bed. So then he'll go in another bed. But he's all over the balcony. Now, Moosh is okay with him. And he's pesting Moose. I mean, you saw the video of him pesting Moose. I mean, he's still literally up Moosh's butt. It's like, dude, she's not going to do that anymore. She's not going to be interested in that anymore. She's already growling at the boys. She's like, yeah, I'm a boss girl now. I'm not gonna stay home and take care of kids. I'm a boss girl. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have a career. and don't come at me. It's just a joke, okay? It's just a joke. I have mad respect for any stay-at-home mom that takes care of kids. I personally never had kids myself, but I understand it's a big job, and they work just as hard as any boss girl or boss woman or boss lady, in a high powered professional capacity. So there, this, like, don't cancel me. So anyway, yeah, Jack is a conundrum. I'm not sure what to do with him. I'm going to try to keep working with him and we'll see what happens. But I wanted really to come on here and just give everybody an overview of what's happening with both of these cats, because they're very different. And Moosh Moosh will decide what she wants. If she wants to come in here, that's okay. If she doesn't, that's okay too. I mean, she's not going to go anywhere. I don't want people, because I've people say, please, please keep her. It's like, no, I am keeping her. She's not going anywhere. She just lives outside. That's where she was born. She was born outside. She grew up outside. She's used to being outside. Her family unit is outside. Her territory is outside. That's where she's comfortable. It has nothing to do with, I'm not going to get rid of her. It's not, if it comes down to, I'm still looking around. I still want to move. If it comes down to the only thing I can get is another rental situation, but if it's a better rental situation and I have a chance to move, then I'll probably move and then we'll deal with it. I'll be working on a plan for that day, if and when that day comes. But right now, I can't leave the door open 24/7 for Miss Mushy to come in and out at her leisure. I can't. I know all of them would love that, because Jack would come in and I'd have poopy messes I'd be cleaning poop 24/7. That's what I would be doing, because that's where we're at right now. I have a litter box out there for him. But the thing is, he can't even get to it in time, because it's like, I don't know if it's an incontinence thing. I don't know what it is. If it's an incontinence thing, if it's something that can't be fixed, that's a whole other issue. Because who's going to adopt a cat? See, and this is and Dawn can talk about this at some point, if she chooses to. Because I know she's had cats like this too. You have to understand that when you're dealing with these cats, a lot of times the cats are being, if they are indeed dumped, they're dumped for a reason, okay? Yes, there are people that are just like, oh, cute little kitty, little kitten, la, 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 la. And then kitten grows up and kitten doesn't get spayed or neutered. And then kitten starts, doing grown-up kitten things that aren't really attractive or fun or cute anymore. And then, well, we're done with this. You want a cat? You want a cat? You want a cat? No, nobody wants a cat? Okay. Hey, there's a crazy cat lady down the street that feeds them. Just put them there. They won't know. They won't know. They won't notice. But we do. We do notice. I notice and Dawn notice. We both notice when we have a new one. But a lot of times you'll find that. A lot of times you'll find that that's the reason why somebody, quote unquote, dumps a cat. Because there's something. There's a behavioral issue. There's a health issue. Their FIV. I mean, she told you the story of Grayson. More than likely what happened there. Personally, again, that person can be glad it was Dawn and not me. Because I'm not nice like Dawn. I'm not. And the older I get, the meaner I get. I used to be nice like Dawn. And then shit happened in my life and I had to get tough, and I had to get tough overnight. And maybe I went a little overboard. I wouldn't be nice. Because what happened there, I mean, and maybe you can't prove it. I don't know. But if there's any way you could prove it, that person, I'd track that person down. You don't want to know what I would do when I'd find them, though. I'm not want to say that. I don't want to get myself in trouble. So, anyway, that's usually what happens. You know, there's a reason why. I mean, you know, Rogue, I don't know what happened with Rogue. He was, I don't know, I think he might have been abused because he showed a lot of the signs of being abused when I first got him. He's good now. Man, the first time, because when I first dealt with cats, I didn't know about the belly thing. You know, I had dogs. Dogs like that. Dogs are like, oh, pet me. Cats will do this, but it's a trap. I didn't know. So I'm like, oh, isn't that cute? And I reached to touch his belly and so, you know, it is what it is. But I mean, he's over it now. He's fine now with me touching him. And pretty much anywhere he's fine, unless he's hurting. Pretty much all of them I can touch their bellies, and I did that for a reason, because you know sometimes they're going to have their belly touched. They go to the vet or something, and I don't want them going ballistic on the vet, so you know I try to mess with them, all of them, so that they all are okay and comfortable with that. I wouldn't touch Jack though, because I don't trust Jack. Not yet. I'm taking it slow with him. But that's going to be an issue, you know, and that'll be another hard decision. Because if he has some kind of problem that I can't fix with diet, supplements, antibiotics, dewormers, if he has something that is structurally wrong, that I mean, even it can't be fixed maybe with surgery. Maybe it's just it's some kind of structural thing. Then I'm going to have to make another decision. And none of these are easy. Because he won't really be adoptable. Nobody's going to want a cat that poops everywhere. It's just too much for people. You know, and I know that sounds horrible. But that's the reality. You know, most people do not want to adopt a cat that's going to be losing control of their bowels. That's a lot of work. And most people just don't have the time for it. They don't have, and I don't even want to say that it's not that they don't want to, but it's like, it's a lot of work. And yeah, and there's going to be people that are just like, oh, you know, we just want something easy. But, you know, there are people that if they could, they would take an animal, a special needs animal in, but they just don't have that kind of time to dedicate. And I mean, and I applaud them for knowing their limits and their capacity and not doing that, not taking on an animal that needs all that extra care and then not giving it to them. I mean, because we've seen that. We've seen that in real time with another channel. And I'll leave it at that. So I'm going to do what I can with Jack. And, you know, as far as Musha is concerned, I will keep everybody updated, but I just want you to understand Musha's not just being thrown outside. She's not being thrown outside. She's not being abandoned. I'm not getting rid of her. None of that's happening. She's still here. She's still in the colony. She'll be cared for. She'll be fed. She'll be, you know, if I can get her in a carrier, like I can get Abra in a carrier, I'll get her a rabies shot. She'll keep kept, her rabies shot will be kept up. You know, I do what I can with what I got, which isn't a whole lot, but I do what I can with what I got. And Jack, I'll do what I can with him. You know, I'll do what I can. I'll keep plugging away. I'll keep looking for maybe a rescue that'll take him. Maybe there's somebody out there that will take a special needs cat. Too bad we don't have a Furball Farms. If we had a Furball Farms, I'd be begging Julie to take him. And she just might. I don't know. She seems like a nice person. Seems like she cares. But I'm in PA. She's in Minnesota, so that ain't going to happen. So I'm going to have to try to find someone local or some solution. You know. I just can't have him in here until I really know what's going on with him and that gets under control. And then the other issue is he is a more dominant Tom. And he will go after the other cats. And I think he's very, you know, he'll be very protective of me. I mean, it's like I have the issue with Rogue and Tora. Tora is a big moose. He loves to be petted and loved on. And Rogue can be a POS sometimes. He really can. He'll walk up to Tora. Tora's not doing anything. Tora's just laying in his bed, minding his own business. Rogue will come, he'll sit on my lap, and he'll have his butt, you know, he'll sit with his butt like on my leg, his tail's out this way. And his head's out this way looking at Tora, and he'll give him the skunk eye. Let us do this. And then all at once, and Tora will put his head down like, don't hit me. And all at once, I'll say, Rogue, don't you do it. Whap. Every time. Before, you know, he just, right before I can grab him, he does it. Every time. Poor Tora. He never hurts him. He just swats him. Just to like say, you know, just to let you know, you're only in here because I allow it. Just to let you know, this is my mom. This is my person. So don't get too comfy cozy. Now, that's just like Rogue being a POS. I think it could escalate to something more with Jack. So I just can't have him in here. As much as I would like to bring him in here, put him in the crate and at least, you know, keep him in the crate and try to do what I can with him, I just can't. So that's the overview of these two cats that, you know, have been highlighted on the channel, that people have shown so much compassion and concern and support for. And I do appreciate all of it. But I just want everyone to understand. It's just like, you know, we're on this channel, we're going to be honest with you. We're going to be upfront. We're going to give you the raw facts, you know, the hard, real facts. And that's where it's at. It's just like Dawn. You know, just like Dawn. I mean, one of the things Dawn and I talked about the kit. She, you know, of course, I knew she had the kitten. But one of the things that she was concerned about was sharing that with everyone because she didn't want people to get invested and then have them, be triggered or traumatized because the kitten didn't make it. And so I just told her, let everyone know. Let everyone know the reality, because you need to understand people. There are people on this channel that do not have a lot of experience of cats, or they've never managed a colony. They've never dealt with a baby, a bottle baby. I've never done it. I've never had a bottle baby. All the kittens that I had were older. They were already eating. They were like between 8-12 weeks old. The youngest one I had was Fury's sibling that my goofy neighbor, goofy neighbor, knocked on my door and dropped this little kitten in my hands and like, I gotta go to work right now and I know you'll take care of it. I'm like, what? Wait, I'm not a rescue. And I didn't have anything on hand. I didn't have bottles. I didn't have formula. I had nothing. I didn't know any. I'm like calling. I'm looking through I'm like, oh my God, kitten lady, help. I'm looking through the kitten lady videos. Like, okay, I have to stimulate them so they poo and pee. How do I do that? And I'm sitting there like trying to figure out how to work this so that this cat, and I'm like, okay, well, you have to, and I'm watching, I'm actually sitting, I was actually standing here watching the video, like I'm looking at you all now. I'm watching this video of Hannah Shaw, the kitten lady, and she's showing how to stimulate a kitten so that the kitten will poo and pee. And I'm actually like, okay, well, it's like, it's like, like a recipe. You're like, okay, no, wait, how many onions? It is the, wait, do I put I have to moisten the towel okay, wait, does it have to be warm or lukewarm, or, how warm is this? I don't want to burn the kitten. I don't want to, make it too cold. It was really funny at the time. It wasn't funny I shouldn't say it wasn't funny at the time. It's funny now. But that was my first experience. And luckily that kitten was actually at the point where it was eating solid foods. If you watered it down. So it was all good. And someone took it, another like independent rescue person took him, his little boy took him. I forget what she called him. I can't remember what she called him. But she did tell me his name, and I can't remember. I think it was a Pokemon name or something. Was it a Pokemon? I don't remember. I'd have to message her on Facebook and ask her. I should ask her if she has any video. I know she has a video, but it had her little girl in, and I don't want to put that up with, I won't do that with kids. I could blur the face out, maybe. I could do that. I could maybe do that. Let me see. I'll have to see. I have all kinds of neat little editing things and stuff on this phone now, so maybe I can figure that out. But anyway, that's pretty much the overview of Jack and Moosh. And I think, hopefully you have a little better understanding now of what's happening. And you know that, both of them are being cared for. And I really do appreciate everyone who has given donations, and I don't, it doesn't matter if it's $5 through PayPal or it's a pack of cat food or whatever it is. It's great. So, and I need to, cat mama said something about updating my list. I do need to update the list because some of the stuff on there I don't need. And other stuff. Amazon's weird. I don't know what Amazon, these lists are weird because it's like I'm looking at it, goes, needs to, has to. I'm like, I never said I only needed 2. It's food. It's like, no, that's like an ongoing thing. You can donate any food items. Feel free to donate those anytime. It doesn't matter. Because I'm always, and Dawn, the same thing. We go through a lot of food with these cats. I don't know, supplements and stuff like like the slippery elm, I'm fine with that. I'll have to take that off. There's stuff like the fish toy, I can take that off. Like I don't need 20 of those. But if people want to donate boxes of cat food, I don't know why Amazon's saying needs two, has two. Like, no, I never said I just needed two. I don't know where the numbers are coming from. So, excuse me, I'm going to have to take everything. I think I'm going to have to like take everything down and repost it because I can't even delete it. I don't know what's going on. I have hiccups or something going on today. I'm going to drink a little tea and try to stop that. So, okay, everyone, I think that's it. So, again, thank you all for your support. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. Just try to make it kind and respectful. I mean, if you have a problem with me calling a opossum a possum, that's fine, but let's not be snarky about it. I mean, I know the difference. And I told that person, I do know the difference. It's most people refer to them as possums. That's just like the slang. So, yeah, sorry we're not up to your English vocabulary standards. But anyway, thanks everyone again. I will see everyone in the next one. So until then, bye for meow.